Yep, we're recording. Nice. So yeah, living in some interesting times. This whole virus situation is a bit nuts right now. Should be taken seriously though, of course. But yeah, it just feels like we're living in a movie. It just doesn't seem right, doesn't seem real basically. But anyway, what is up guys, Ollie here. So I'm sure a lot of you are already working from home if your job allows. Hopefully you guys are working from home. I've been working from home for the past 8 years now. I did have an office in between, but I still work from home a few days a week. And I basically just wanted to share my sort of tips and my daily routine, you could say, of what it's like working from home. And hopefully you guys can get something from that. I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is an online learning platform where you can learn new skills like web design, photography and video. It's perfect for anyone who wants to expand their knowledge and creativity and is suitable for both beginners and professionals. Skillshare classes include a combination of video lessons and projects, and you can take them whenever you like and fit them around your schedule. With the current climate and with a lot of us working from home and most likely having a bit more time, it's the perfect time to explore a new skill or deepen an existing passion. One of my favorite topics is UI UX design, and Skillshare has a collection of the top UI UX classes so you can master your skills. There is a class called Digital Design, Creating Design Systems by Dan Moore. This class will teach you how to create a design system, guide your system and adapt it for future projects. Skillshare is also incredibly affordable, especially when you compare it to an in-person class and workshops. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month, so make sure to check out the link in the description to get 2 free months of their premium membership. So when it comes to working from home, one of the best things is that you do have a bit more free time and you can basically adjust your schedule to whatever you like, if your job allows, of course. So one of the most important things for me is to get a good night's sleep, because I'm not commuting or anything. I don't have to get up early. I can go to bed at say 12 and wake up at 9, and that's a good 9 hours of sleep. And I think 8 or 9 hours of sleep, well, for me personally, is enough. I wake up feeling completely fresh and I get a good night's sleep and I feel much better every single morning. I think if you're able to do that, make sure to do that. Some people can easily get by on 6 or 7 hours of sleep, but being able to wake up naturally without an alarm has really helped me, making sure that I have enough sleep, because some nights I'll get 6 hours, some nights I'll get 9. I just let my body naturally wake up in the morning without an alarm. In the morning, I usually like to go to the gym. Obviously with the current situation, it is not a good idea to go to the gym. My local gyms are shut anyway. But yeah, do some sort of workout, go for a run, go for a walk, whatever it may be. I like to do that sort of first thing in the morning after I wake up, mainly just because I like to just get it out of the way. Some people do say that, once you go to the gym or once you start having a routine of going to the gym, you start enjoying going to the gym. I still haven't had that. I still don't like going to the gym and I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but I go anyway. I've been going to the gym for the past 6 years. I've sort of just told myself I need to go to the gym. I have to go, especially because I'm sitting on my ass all day and I don't want to be getting overweight and getting unfit. And going to the gym, will just make sure I keep my body in check. Having a routine or schedule, I think, really helps. I have been setting myself a schedule, a sort of routine every day for years now. And I think it's very important to be able to do that, because then you can make sure that you do specific things at specific times of the day and that you get them done. So for example, I like to sort of have a work schedule of between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. depending on however much I need to do that day. A lot of people I think are used to the sort of, you need to be working for 8 to 9 hours of the day. I just don't think that's the case anymore, especially if you do a sort of office related job, because really when you think about it, how many of those hours are you actually productive? How many of those hours are you actually working and getting things done? And I think it really is only anywhere between 4 to 6 hours, maybe less actually, because there are some days personally for me where I probably will only do like an hour or two of work and I'm just like, nah, I can't do it anymore. It's just not for me. It's just not the day, which is completely fine. I don't think you have to be productive every single day, every single minute, every single hour, because that's just unhealthy. I think letting your body and letting your mind naturally get to it is what you have to do. But you also have to have some sort of discipline, and having a routine or having a schedule gives you that discipline. You can have all the motivational content you want out there, you can read it, watch it, whatever you want, but when it really comes down to it, discipline is what matters most. Discipline is what gets shit done, basically. If possible, I would recommend having a separate dedicated workspace somewhere in your house. You know, when I was living with my parents, my separate dedicated workspace was my bedroom, because I knew that if I had my desk in my bedroom, that no one would really come by and disturb me regularly because I'm in my bedroom. If you live in your own place, or if you live in your own house or whatever else, having a separate space somewhere, whether it be in a bedroom, dining room, living room, somewhere where you won't have any distractions or anything like that, just having a separate workspace can really help, because you know that going to that place is where you're going to get your work done. And I think that really helps and really just puts you in that sort of work mode. One of the things which I think a lot of people really do struggle with is human interaction. When you're working in an office with a bunch of other people, you're interacting with people every day, you're talking to people, you're socializing, whatever it may be. When you're working from home, most likely you're on your own. You know, you're doing your sort of thing on your own. And I think it's important to learn to get comfortable with being on your own and being by yourself. It doesn't happen overnight for a lot of people. You know, it's going to take a lot of time, which is okay. You know, the first few weeks, first few days are going to be tough. That's just natural. But you know, once you've started doing it for a few months, once you started doing it for a few years, it just becomes completely natural to be by yourself and do things by yourself. It's important to socialize, of course, whenever you can, especially with the current climate that we're in, with the virus and everything. You can't just go out and socialize. So, you know, have video calls, have calls with friends, message friends, talk to friends whenever you can, whilst you're working, because it can really help just make you feel a bit more connected with other people. I know some people really do sort of need that connection with other people to not feel so isolated. So yeah, learning to get comfortable with yourself, but also, you know, being able to socialize whenever you can is important. And I think it really goes a long way in working from home and being able to get stuff done at home. Something that really helps me is making a list. So, you know, when I get to my computer or when I start getting to work, I like to make a list of what I'm going to do or what I need to get done. It could be a never-ending list, basically. And it doesn't mean I have to get things done today, all of those things done today. Some people, you know, if you think that, you know, if you write a list, you have to get all those things done today, just write a few things, don't write everything. Making a list has been really beneficial for me, especially because I can see at the end of the day what I've got done. And I think for a lot of other people, that is exactly the same. Seeing that progress, seeing that you've got things done really helps and make sure that you felt productive for the day. I like to have music on in the background whenever I work 95% of the time. I think having music on really helps because it basically just gives you some sort of background noise, you could say, you know, and it, depending on the music that you listen to, you know, it can make you feel motivated, it can make you feel happy, it can make you feel energetic, whatever it may be. Having music on in the background, I think, is super important. I do also like to sometimes have TV shows in the background. Something I personally like to do is to just go through Breaking Bad every year. You know, I love Breaking Bad, one of my favorite TV shows. I love to have it on in the background whilst I'm working. Same with other TV shows like Prison Break and things like that. Like having them on in the background and being able to watch them in the background, because it kind of gives you almost like an office environment, you could say. It gives you the perception that other people are there, that, you know, you're not on your own. And I think that can really help, especially for someone who feels isolated at home, working from home. And yeah, it's just a good way to basically, you know, when you're working, give you a little bit of a distraction, but also get back to work. Obviously, if it's just too much of a distraction, probably not a good idea. Having just music will help. Maybe having no music will help, whatever works for you, basically. I like to turn off notifications for basically any unimportant apps. Apps like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. These apps aren't important for work most of the time, unless your work is a social media job. But most of the time, these apps just aren't important for work, and I have notifications turned off completely for those apps. I don't have any sounds, any vibrations, nothing. You know, the only way I can see if I've got any new notifications is by going to the app itself. And because you don't have the notification, you're not distracted by them. I do have notifications for things like Slack and email and phone calls and things like that, mainly because those are work related stuff. I need those notifications. But having notifications off, turning notifications off is super important, I think, because they are just too distracting. You don't need that hassle, you don't need that distraction most of the time, because it just isn't important. So yeah, turn off your notifications for any apps that just aren't important. Finally, taking breaks every hour or two is also very important. You know, if you have an Apple Watch or a Fitbit or whatever else, you've probably noticed that every hour it tells you to stand up. That's basically just telling you just to take a break. Been sitting for too long at your desk or whatever it may be, taking a break can really help and just sort of just get the blood rushing, get the blood going through your body, especially when you've been sitting at a desk for the last hour. Yeah, taking breaks is really important. As I said earlier, you know, you can go for a walk, go for a run, whatever it may be. just taking breaks regularly is super important, and it will just make you feel better. So that's it from me. Those are the sorts of tips and things that I stuck to over the last however many years working from home. If you have any tips or if you have any recommendations, leave them in the comments below, because everyone's different, everyone has their own way of working, and I think learning from others is very important, and it will help you basically just get the most out of your job when you're working from home. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe for more.